What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy 7 Evercrisis video. Alright guys, I know I'm supposed to take the day off. I was about to go to sleep and then I got this brand new spanking news because I went to log in and do a couple of synthesis for my actual materia and noticed there was a download patch. So, I go into notices and I check what's going on, and the smart devs have announced a brand new upcoming La Pena Coast dungeon ranking event. So, of course, I'm going to cover it, right? I was going to take a day off today completely from YouTube, but this news has me going a little bit. So let's talk about everything that we're being announced and what it actually entails regarding what you have to do to get prepared. So, as of October 26th, the event Dungeon Ranking La Pena Coast will begin. In this event, players can compete against each other, just like last time. I wonder if they're going to give us any diamonds for putting each other as one word. We all know it's two words, guys. Come on now. In the rankings to get dungeon high scores. Please note that in the recently version 1.120, we have completed the fixes for issues such as inability to progress in battles, forced termination of battles, and various issues related to the ranking display. This event will be held once all the issues listed in the issue notice for the event dungeon ranking Mako October 2nd has been resolved. Okay, so the event period is going to go from October 26th at 7 p.m., so 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to November 2nd, so the usual 1 week time to complete this. The tallying period will be November 2nd at 10 p.m. to November 3rd, and then of course the announcement for the results will be November 3rd and will last till November 9th until it's complete. So, probably expecting the very similar kind of layout and setup as before, where there's going to be, and again, they did the high score with the capital I. I don't know why they keep doing this. Okay, so essentially they're going to randomly put 10,000 people together. Now, unlike before, some people thought if you logged in later and accepted the event, you were put into a later tally. That's not how it works, guys. From what we've noticed, I've asked many other players to confirm this who either did it earlier or later. It's by random, all right? You're not going to be, for example, I logged in with my free-to-play account way before my pay-to-win account, and I got put into server 9, but when I logged in like 7 hours later with my pay-to-win account, I was server 2 or whatever, group 2, whatever it was. So don't think logging in later is going to give you an advantage. I just want to squash those rumors up now because I know a lot of people thought about that, and that's actually not true. So here are a couple things you might want to take note of. Obviously, we know this is going to happen, right? Wind is particularly effective. That's right. It's going to be the main element for most of the bosses, okay? Lightning may also be effective against some enemies. So lightning and wind is where you're going to focus on everything. Now this changes a lot, right? Because a lot of people were planning to skip the Sephiroth banner, and now this kind of puts people in a position of, hey, I didn't pull for Aerith, I don't have Motor Drive, I don't have Falcon for Zack, I don't have Lucia's wind weapon. Do I have to go for Sephiroth's weapon? A lot of people are now most likely going to pull for Sephiroth to be able to compete for this event. Does that change things for me? Personally, no. I'm personally not. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened here. On the pay-to-win account, I did pull for Sephiroth. I got his costume, I got his weapon. For testing purposes, that's what I do. But for my free-to-play, because again, of the limited amount of tokens, I got 40k left, and I have to be very specific about what I want. Wind is not currently on the element that I really care about because I have all my materia and arrow blow. I'm going to test it without it, okay? I'm going to see how far we can get. Now remember, the Sephiroth banner is in fact around till November 9th. If you look here, that gives you plenty of time to decide whether you want to pull for it. So when this event starts, you don't have to worry. You're not going to be like, hey, I have to get the Sephiroth weapon and outfit in order to compete here. You can see how far you get with what you currently have if you did not pull, and then decide from there. Again, that's the beauty of having the Sephiroth banner till November the 9th, right? You can go completely through the whole event and then decide there if it's worth it. So, wind. And then lightning, of course, you have the Murasame, which most people did summon for Cloud. He's definitely going to be an effective part of this. Plus, a lot of people should be farming Ramu now to get his either Judgment Bolt, if you can get it, or Thunder Lance, the first one. Either way, having that summon in your pocket, guys, will probably help you quite a bit in this dungeon. As usual, I'll do a full run as free-to-play, give you guys my full perspective on it and what I think is the best method of getting the highest score possible. I'm probably going to do a lot of testing on this like I did in the last one. And just like the last one, I'll try to give you guys the best results I can possibly get. So you free-to-play players can take advantage of it. Now the beauty is this sometimes does apply to dolphins and some spenders, so majority of people will be covered. But then there are some spenders who have spent a ton of money and they're just going to breeze right through this, right? So keep that in mind. Now, there are 3 types of rewards as usual: ranking rewards, difficulty settings, and then total score rankings. Just like before, nothing has changed there. Keeping in mind that the score rewards are a one-time thing. Once you beat the score, you get everything up front. It's a beautiful thing, right? So we got a lot of cool things there. Of course, the score reward at the end of it all, when it's tallied, is a whole different thing. So most likely, just like before, we're going to get ourselves diamonds, gotcha tickets, a logo, right? And that's going to be in the score rewards. And then, of course, the nameplates will probably apply. Now, what I'm curious about is to see if they change that formula at all in any way, shape, or form, right? In regards to, like, are they going to allow different rewards to come up for dungeon ranking in the future, whether it's this one or not? So we haven't seen it yet, obviously, but I'd imagine eventually to make it more competitive and to make it a little more lucrative in their pocket, they may start introducing, and this is just a guess, from a business perspective, right? Featured weapons or weapons that can drop from here, and then giving them to the top 10, top 20, top 30 players, right? Top maybe 3 having the most amount of shards for it, and then rerunning that again in the future to allow people to go for those weapons again. So I'm curious to see if that eventually gets added. If not weapons, then maybe blueprints for characters, right? So I'm curious to see if that happens. But I think they're eventually going to have to change up their formula to make this, again, a more lucrative business venture for themselves, right? Because if it's just going to be like tiles and, profile pictures, most people aren't going to spend for that. But if it's an actual reward that they can sink their teeth into and use towards their account, I feel like a lot more people will spend. So I'm curious to see. I'm pretty sure this is not going to make or break their plans. They're most likely going to come up with it anyways, right? Okay, so another edit here on October 22nd, just so you guys are aware, for Dungeon Ranking 1, the Mako one we just did. Issues: freeze at the end of the battle. An error occurs when resuming the dungeon. So this was a major issue for a lot of players. Losing control and the battle may be stuck during the battle. Horrible grammar here. In the friend ranking, your group ID is displayed in the group ID instead of friends. Displayed in the group ID. Okay, that makes sense. The tabs for each rank in the ranking and the actual display rank content are inconsistent. The badge indicating the application of the EC Pass is displayed on the dungeon ranking banner. That's a weird one. So these are the issues they're talking about, right? These are the issues they plan to fix before they drop the new one. So we may see a delay if they haven't fixed this issue already. But looks like they have. It is currently under investigation, and unless they're completely fixed up, the next ranking will not happen. So hopefully, guys, they complete this and we can move on with the ranking, because the closer the ranking is to the 26th release and then to the second completion, gives us enough time to still think about whether we want to pull for that Sephiroth banner or not. Plus, it also allows us time to see the new banner coming out with Glenn and perhaps Zach, and then apparently Lucia is going to be the new free weapon, by the way, so keep that in mind. So there you guys go. A couple things to prepare. Arrow blow. If you haven't got the arrow blow recipe, go in there and do your crisis dungeons. Get that out of the way. Start working Ramu. Make sure you have a thunder or a lightning weapon ready, or a thunder weapon, whatever you want to call it. And then also start working on some other wind weapons if you have them. So, for example, motor drive Falcon. I forgot Lucia's name. I think it was Pulse Gun, maybe? No, it's not the Pulse Gun. It's something else. Let's go back and take a look. I know she has one. So I'm going to just show you guys all the wind weapons, right? Aerith's Prism Rod obviously just came out. If you have that, you're pretty much set for that as well, too. But if we go to confirm, and I'm pretty sure I covered this already in another video, like all the other wind weapons. But here, you guys can see motor drive is probably the strongest single target wind weapon, to be honest. I'd go for this one personally with Tifa if you run her. Aerith, of course, has the Prism Rod from the last event. You guys can be summoning for that. It is now in the wish list. Zach, I believe, has the Falcon. I'm sure. Well, hold on, that's not it. We'll go back. Is this? I forgot what it looks like. There it is. Yeah, Falcon, but it's an AoE. Keep that in mind, right? And then we have Lucia here. And I swear I think it's the green gun. It's this one here. No, it's not. It's not that one. Is it this one? There it is. The pulse gun. So it is the pulse gun. Okay, so it's that one. So there you go. Those are all the wind weapons, and then of course Sephiroth's a brand new one, which is the featured weapon currently right now, Dark Heavens, and that's the one I'm talking about. Are people going to pull for or not? So there's a couple other options, right? If you guys have a couple of those kicking around, you may not need to summon on this and continue saving. Like again, I'm personally not going to do it. So just a heads up on that. Oh, and one more thing. Apparently a lot of people don't know this. So I'm going to just talk about this real quick. I keep getting people messaging me being like, people don't know this, Pain. Oh, it's completed here. Okay. So when you go into your daily quest, sometimes you get a mercenary quest that allows you to get blueprint drops. There's actually a little tab on the top right that says, what's it called? It says something, I think it's like reward set or something. You can click that, by the way, and choose what you want to drop, right? A lot of people are saying they didn't know that. This is news to me. I thought it was common knowledge. So the next time it pops around, I'll do another video just so you guys can see it. But yeah, make sure you choose what you want, right? Because that'll allow you to actually get blueprints for weapons that you actually are looking for, rather than random ones that they select for you from the beginning. All right, guys, this is Pain. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.